Hey guys, and I forgot to close Discord, so let me do that. Sorry. Today's gonna be a base breakdown video, but first, just a quick announcement. I already gave out my Discord, but I figured that for all of you guys who don't read the description, it is shards, hashtag or number 5987, and I will add that in the description too. And there's this baseball and Discord server, so if you guys ever want to talk, just either tag me on the server, and I'll obviously include the link in the description, or just slide into my DMs, and we can get on voice, or we can just do text about bases. So, yeah, that's that. A lot of people have already been asking, a lot of people have already DM'd me, so I just figured I'd give that out. But today's gonna be a base breakdown, and here's the base. A pretty cliche base, honestly. Guess I made it for anti-witch slap to an extent. It's not that strong versus witch slap because obviously two of the air defense are exposed, but it should do decent. I mean, you got the unjumpable core, you got the GB plus 2 small bombs, you got the outside seeking air mine. So, and this one is close but not quite. But like, say they're just spamming witches, and obviously the giant bomb's still gonna hurt them to the point where they'll die to splash or whatever. So these expo islands are not quite the full island, but I figured that considering that bowlers can't reach it, because it's 2 tiles from this wall too, so they can't reach it from the core compartment, which also can't be jumped. So big thing about the space is that it can't be double jumped. Well, it could be triple jumped, but it's hard because you have to go for a jump here, and then you can't really wall break this realistically. You only need like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 wall breakers plus a jump plus the second jump here, so it's kind of risky. And obviously jumping this way doesn't provide a lot of value, so let's say you jump here and then jump here and miss the Teslas. You can miss the bows too, because again, they're not reachable by bowlers. But obviously the CC compartment itself cannot be jumped. So that is where it prevents most value. Jump it can reach up to 7 tiles. So that would be this much. It would be -2 tiles. So if the walls were here, it could jump that far. Sometimes a jump can do 6, but that's like ridiculously perfect. So I've done it like before once by accident actually. But that's besides the point. So this is a pretty typical no-fly zone. Apart from that, it's also pretty symmetrical. Obviously, expos can't be reached by queen, even from 1, 2, even from this little nook, which is nice. Especially when trying to defend queen walks. Obviously, this air defense can't be reached by queen. Outside seeking air mines are mostly for healers on witches, but I guess that they can also be used on healers if they're trying to queen charge it. Not a lot of value for queen charging, especially since sorry, I know I don't sound good. That should feel a lot better than I sound. Sorry. I'll be right back. I just had a cough since I got back. So I haven't been in the best state, jet lagged as well. But, okay, so this is pretty annoying loon pathing as well. If you look at it. So these Teslas are obviously serving to pull away the loons. And then obviously there's distance and there's a sweeper the entire time you have to fight. Obviously air traps. But then you get to this wizard tower and then loons split off and like peel off towards the mortar, towards this air defense. So again, they're splitting. And you can have sweepers in this compartment because although it's now not a defenseless compartment, its purpose is to not ward off a stone hobo, because you're not gonna get a lot of value from the space. by double jumping it. So Sun Hobo is unlikely, especially since if you consider if you enter from like this side, which would be somewhat feasible entry, you're missing all four Teslas, all four giant bombs. So don't really need that to prevent a stone hobo, but instead reducing jump value, and obviously sweepers don't, magically shrink the island so that it becomes jumpable. So there you go. So that's it about it for defense against air. Obviously these seeking air mines also triple, not double, triple as a protection against hounds, but I don't know, you probably could Laloon this, but the seeking air mine should hit hounds, at least one of them. I mean, even if I've deployed like a perfect angle, you could miraculously dodge both, but I mean, you could, but unless you're a filthy Tunnel 9 modder, I don't know why you would. So yeah, seeking air mines also triple as a way to, what am I trying to say? To hit hounds, right? And obviously overlapping air defenses means more damage per second, and this air defense setup means that it's hard to get tankage for wizard towers, which are mostly going to be shooting loons, which is obviously on purpose. You got archer towers too, completely out of range, so that they're going to be shooting loons, and obviously the expos as well, but the expos are pretty long range, so they might be shooting a hound. Witch slap, so kind of went over this a little bit, but obviously you got the seeking air mines to nail the healers, and obviously without any healing, witches die, although it's still a pain in the ass. A small thing to do is to put the trash 2 tiles away from the wall, so that the skeletons are actually pulled towards that, and the buildings will target will target the witches because they're closer. Kind of not that well known, but it's very useful. Obviously another useful thing is to rip, I can't donate, is to what am I trying to say? To use a giant bomb and 2 small bombs to insta-kill witches. So even with healers on them, that will insta-kill witches. That's very useful. So obviously, I place them with Teslas, and since skeletons don't trigger traps anymore, witches will just move and just be killed. And I place them where I figured people would start in a witch slap entry. And then obviously if they start from here, their healers are just going to get nuked, so not very good for them. Man, kind of a short video, I guess. What else? Hogging. So this base is probably weak towards hogs. I'll probably run a strong CC, like high DPS instead of a hound, as this base is not going to be double jumped, so you don't have to worry about small kill squads. And obviously, high DPS is good for small kill squads. Cancer CC is good for big kill squads. So what I'm thinking is that someone might just enter from here with a single golem. Queen is going to be hard to suicide hero, especially with the high HP and the point defense. But say someone enters with a single or 2 golems, jumps this expo. That's the other thing. These expos can be jumped, although they don't lead to much else themselves. They can be jumped, so it's not that bad. But say a kill squad enters here, and they just wipe out, expo, archer tower, cannon, queen, and obviously CC, and then the rest of the base goes down. It's not that hard to wreck the rest of the base because skeleton traps are set to air. I did see this and plan for this, I guess, but you get a bomb tower too. I needed that bomb tower to protect queen in this case, but even with the 4 springs, there's a high chance that hogs will triple it. Obviously, I try my best to defend against it with all 4 giant bombs away from queen, and I would suggest a high DPS CC. I know I don't talk about CCs a lot because I don't think about it actually until I was like, I said it as active, and I'm like, wait, yeah, what should I be running in CC? 99% of the time, it's cancer, so don't really have to think about it. But I guess in this case, I do. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up the base. As for the Teslas near the air defenses, it's probably not ideal, but it's fine because it will pull loons away from the air defenses. So like hound 2 loons, 3 loons on the cannon is not going to be, enough to Laloon this entire little portion, because the Teslas are just going to be pulling the loons away, and then that will give the air defense more time to shoot them. So short video today. Really appreciate. Okay, right. Before I get into anything else, I really appreciate you guys leaving a shit ton of feedback. That really means a lot to me. Like, yeah, you know what? I'll talk about it later, but it really means a lot to me that you guys are giving me tons of feedback. Uh, all of it positive. I mean, I haven't seen any hate comments yet, but I'm sure they are coming. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this short video. Uh, Stay tuned for more. I'm definitely going to be uploading a lot more because it's summer now and I'm back from camp. So thank God. Smash that like button if you enjoyed. Sub if you guys haven't already, and or if you're new. And something I didn't learn about the sub button. Well, I learned about not the sub button, the God damn it, notifications. So turns out you can actually turn on all notifications for the channel. It's not like I post a shit ton of videos, but if you go to the subscribe button next to my name, I think you can turn on notifications. That means you don't miss a video. If you guys are interested, doesn't really matter to me. But yeah, I guess that wraps it up for today. Also, yeah, troll Tesla spot, just for kicks. And until next time, you guys take care. Shorts out. Oops. Bye.